Hi, everybody, and welcome to Podcast The Motion Picture. Jack has just asked why I have a sheet of paper in front of me. The reasoning why that is because I always do the intro, and I just wanted to make sure I'll say it however I want to say it. I'm not going to read off the list, but I have the points so that way I know in the intro what I need to say. Welcome to Podcast The Motion Picture. We are been there, done that. I'm Reed. With us is Jack, Cole, and Noah. That's right. Cole is back from the dead. Um, we are available on all audio streaming, as well as now you can watch us on the YouTube. So if you were watching us on the YouTube, you'd see Cole do a quick flare up when I said he was still alive, and you would see Noah off himself, thus creating the yin yang of the world. And then also each of us have, oh yeah, and then I thought I should start saying the introduction so people actually know something about us. So we're not just complete randos who are cool and also with attractive voices. Each of us have experiences working in indie films. We used to throw those bad son of a guns together, and they were awesome. I believe that Martin Short at one point had said no comment. So you tell me. All right. Also, make sure you tell your friends about this. If you're listening to this and you have never told your friends about this, fuck you. What are you doing? I'm talking to you. All right. I'm not making this up. And then also make sure if you do listen to us, you give us a rating would be cool too. That's all I gotta say about the introduction. Um, I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna pop a cap up in this Waterloo sparkling water, and we can get to talking. What have you guys been up to?
Why Waterloo?
Because I'll
Where's
probably drink all this quick and
what?
be drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper at the halftime. You know what I like
Okay.
this video format for? I get home from work, I take off all my nice clothes, I throw on my shit clothes, and now I have like good videos of me wearing my shit clothes. So now it's like permanent. Like they're awesome. See, that's how you know they're good. All the armpits are torn to shit. So I'm dressed up my best. I don't know about you fellas. Noah, what's that shirt? You got the Blink 182 shirt on today?
No, this is a cool one though. It's a record player that goes into like a bonsai tree,
Hmm.
but the leaves of the bonsai tree are like sheet music.
Whoa.
I'm a fan of this one. I got compliments at work today.
Cool. Yeah, I've never seen one like that. That's nice.
Ah, thank you.
Cole, I always enjoy your shirts as well.
Mine is a green shirt.
Yeah,
It's just green.
I do like it. It's like the same thing as my shirt, but modern style and also 25 years newer. So there's some differences in our level of shirt quality. Yeah. For those of you listening, Cole's the spiffiest guy in the world, not because
That's
he
right.
tie on every day, but because he just dresses in awesome clothes. And also, Jack, there was a twister that came and ripped all his clothes away. So he would be filming himself today. However, he cannot because he cannot find any clothes and has a habit of showing his junk on camera when he's not wearing clothes. So, here we are. And I'm not hearing any denial. So,
What
okay.
was there to what is there to deny? Reed, we live together. We live together. You know how I roll. You know what happens.
I know what happens, sadly. Okay. Well, I don't know what movies you watched. I watched Bone Tomahawk because we talked about it last week. We're gonna have a riveting discussion, I can tell. We'll have that sooner rather than later because Jack might have to take off here at some point. And I also watched Deadpool 3. And
Hey, I
all of
did too.
you did see Deadpool 3? Cole, you seen Deadpool
Yes.
3? Uh,
That's right.
all right, we can actually talk about it this week
We
then.
can actually talk about a new movie.
Yeah.
Good.
That's nice. Other than that, I don't think I've seen anything else. I started watching before we get into movies. I'll spill the tea. Started watching reality TV. You guys ever watch reality TV? Big Brother, Noah, you have. I think that's going to come into play. Jack Cole.
Nope.
So, uh, reality TV is something my parents watch, and by
Mhm.
parents I mean my Amy and Brian, and I fucking hate Big Brother with a goddamn
Ooh.
passion. I
It's because
don't.
you couldn't cut it if you were in the house. I'd
That's
I
watch
right.
guess
that
I
shit.
guess not. I guess not. It is the most stupid. I okay. I don't see the appeal. I know people like it. I'm not gonna.
To be fair, it's been a couple years since I watched it too, but I was a diehard for a while.
I'm not gonna rip down people's thoughts and opinions on shows they like. It's not for me.
Yeah, I'd be hanging out with Noah back in ICC days, and I'd be like, "You want to hang out that night?" And he'd go, "No, I can't. Big
'Cause
Brother's on. I
Big
gotta
Brother is
watch it."
on.
And
Yeah.
so I was like, "Oh dang, he watches Big Brother with his mom." I was like, "What?" He watches a reality show about this guy who's like a big brother to this young kid and is kind of helping him through the world. Turns out that's not what that show is. That's not at all what it is.
No.
So I started watching reality TV here. I've never really cared to watch it, but I've been like vibing with it. Thought I want to do it. It's easy to watch. I started watching The Traitors with Maddie and Josie here. Traitors. It's got Alan Cummins in it, from Spy Kids, if you recall.
Nice.
They go to the Scottish mountainsides. They go to a Scottish castle. That's where the whole show takes place. They go out in the grounds to do a bunch of games. But essentially, a bunch of people, and three of them get picked to be traitors. And the traitors get to pick who they're going to murder. And every single day, the faithful, who are not murderers, they have to talk together and decide which one of us is the traitor and vote that person off. And you just keep doing that till you think you got them all.
Hmm.
It's really entertaining. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know why I was so glued, but I don't know. I like part of the premise. They bring in some famous reality stars, some normal people. Noah, did you know a Cody and a Rachel from Big Brother?
Oh yeah. Yep.
They're in season one, and I thought they were fun to watch.
Yep.
Rachel gets into a feud with a Real Housewife by the name of Kate.
I did not like them, but they returned to Big Brother more than once, and I liked them more in their later seasons than in their first season. So they are famous in the Big Brother world.
They were entertaining. Anyway, that's all I'll say about the Traitors. To anyone listening, you got to watch it. To you guys,
Big recommend.
Yeah, it's big. Seriously, big recommend. If you're sitting there with someone and you're like, "What do we throw on?" Just throw it on, and you're gonna be like, "Okay, this is fun watching
Cool.
these people bicker."
I'm a big bar rescue guy.
Huge
if
bar
there-
rescue guy.
If there's nothing else on TV and Paramount has bar rescue going, that's probably what I'm going to. So
Is House Hunters reality TV? Because I'm a big fan of House Hunters.
I think so.
Yeah.
That falls under reality television.
Yeah.
Dad would always be watching Bar Rescue, and he'd get mad at me if I ever interrupted, and I would always yell at him, they're gonna rescue the bar. That's the end of the episode. But no, when I go home, I get caught watching it with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every episode I've seen of Bar Rescue, there's always been points when it's like a total shithole bar, like when they're first introducing it, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that place. And then they tear it apart, and I was like, oh, everything was wrong with that place.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that reflects my individual about some of these bars establishments. I'm just saying, I can't imagine if you took that guy to the Anchor Bar in Superior that he would find some great things there. I'm just you know what I mean?
He would be very happy. That is the best bar that has ever lived ever. Except
I think he'd be fine with Anchor, yeah.
My dad loves a quote from one of the episodes in which the bouncer in one of the bars goes to hang out. He likes to drink at the bar as well when he's off. So he goes there and he drinks. But when he goes there, he doesn't go by his name. He goes by the name Rick Roundhouse. And there's a shot where that guy shows up and people are talking about him, and it cuts to Jake Tapper and goes, "Who the fuck is Rick Roundhouse?" And
that guy is something else. He's what makes the show.
We'll sit at the dinner table, and my dad will look at my mom and go, "Who the fuck is Rick Roundhouse?" And yeah, it's funny. He never really swears, my dad, but he does that one.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've heard your father swear before.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. I just got a text from Maddie after yelling the Rick Roundhouse lines that Sagan's family is coming. Okay, don't let them into the basement unless they've seen Bone Tomahawk
or Bar Rescue.
Or Bar Rescue.
Should we get right into it to Bone Tomahawk?
Absolutely, we should. Cole, you missed out last week. Jack gave a riveting discussion. He just kept talking about it, and he was making so many amazing points about a movie that I've never seen. What do you think of Bone Tomahawk?
Well, what's the summary? What was the last thing? What was everyone's feelings on it?
Our feelings.
What's the summary of your
one? Because they hadn't seen it, and I had. Cole, how would you give it 4.5 stars, boss?
What do you mean? Or you give me your side, and then I'll try and remember.
So, okay, cool. Bolton Tomahawk is possibly one of the like. As I told Reed and Noah last week, this is the Western for people who like Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
And that it is a blatantly racist, possibly sexist attempt at making a horror Western that I
Mhm.
felt was super boring in parts. And the only interesting part of the movie was the special effects. Other than that, besides being borderline competent in story structure, I hated it.
Okay, cool. I haven't seen it in like it had to have been like maybe 3 years ago since I watched it. I think the reason why I watched it is because they were talking about it on Red Letter Media, and they just I think recommended it. I don't want to say that, but I think they recommended it 3 years ago. I was like, hey, why not? Why don't I watch it? Because I was in a Western kick, and I really enjoyed it because I think I like the brutality and the depiction of the West like that. But I would have to see it again if there's like anything like sticking out. And like the Jordan Peterson of Westerns, that's interesting. I don't know if I agree with all of his views, but I don't remember it being like that. Because there's Kurt Russell in it. Kurt Russell's awesome in it.
Yeah, this is because an actor's in it doesn't mean the movie can still
Well,
be the Jordan Peterson of Western movies.
Okay, that's fine. But I thought he was really good in that movie, so that's why I liked it. And I remember.
Kurt Russell
there were-
hardly tries in it. He literally just carries over his Tarantino performance at about half the energy. He didn't even shave his fucking beard for it. It's the exact same beard he has
Why
in the
would he
fucking
have to shave his
Tarantino movie.
beard? Maybe it was like because that's how they cast it, and like they would just let him do the beard because that was the character. You know.
I don't know.
I just remember enjoying it, but I haven't seen it in like 3 years, and it's not like I'm not gonna like die on the hill protect this movie. It's Bone Tomahawk, but I just remember liking it. How many years ago? But yeah, what did you guys think?
Well, I should have began all this with stating I was sitting at home Sunday night I think, and Josie got home. She'd gone up for to do a little bit of a job up north with her family. She was up there and she came home and she was like, "Yeah, it was good, but Dad was watching a weird movie." I was like, "Really? What was it?" It was this Western, and it was kind of got gross. I was like, "Wait, did you watch Bone Tomahawk?" And she organically watched Bone Tomahawk at the same time that we are in this mode. So it's weird coincidence, I think.
It's
Well,
Bone
it's
Tomahawk.
because I watched it because it was on like the YouTube short / like Instagram Reels movie of the week.
I
You
wonder
know,
if
where they just keep
I wonder if that
showing shit
prompted
like
him.
that.
Yeah.
That's what prompted me because I was like, oh, this a gory horror Western? That sounds like right up my alley.
Hmm.
It was not. It was not up my alley.
Okay. Well, I have a whole bunch of notes, and I started it with this. I started it, I thought, with a good neutral look. And I started to have some issues right off the bat. I started to question some things. I was like, "Oh, I'm not really quite sure about this." And then as time went on, my opinions, I had a lot of opinions. I'm not going to say good or bad. We'll get to how I feel. I had a whole bunch of things here. Let me real quick filter through everything. Um, God, sometimes I'll leave notes for myself and they just go on and on and on for a review that should be very brief. And they somehow turn so political. I'm writing about fucking Bernie Sanders in one of these. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All right. All right. Let me jump to Jack. I think I'm just gonna read through them. Jack, you state in your review that this shouldn't be a ROM movie. You state you think because you have an understanding of neocolonialism, that leaves you unable to see the romance. And I agree. In the current days of America, I stand right there with Bernie Sanders in saying that it is time to end the oligarchy that we live in. Our financial system is one that mirrors the neo-colonist boot that colonists of America have had on the physical necks of Native Americans day one. And I think we continue to approach a time in which that boot is placed on everyone's neck, save the rich. But wait till I get going. To everyone listening, neocolonialism is a term. It is used to describe a powerful bunch who create a facade of sovereignty. We all keep and command our own sovereignty, and do not let those in power try to tell you that your sovereignty demands their being. Don't give in. Anyway, Bone Tomahawk, let's talk about it. I feel crazy. I love being in a basement talking about politics. I feel like how RFK spends his days. All right.
Okay, on the side note of RFK, how the fuck did he think admitting to him leaving the bear cub in Central Park would help him in any fucking way?
It's weird.
How?
It's weird.
How?
People, yeah, and then
Sorry.
people, no, people, I know, I get it. Some people keep trying to shit on. I've been loving it. People have been trying to shit on Tim Walz, and they're getting fucking nowhere with it. Like they started calling Tampon Tim. It's like, why would they call him that? Oh, he put free tampons in bathrooms in Minnesota. Cool, I didn't
I
know
wish
that
people
before.
would call me Tampon Noah. You guys should get that started.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. Anyway. All right, all of those points in perspective now. I love westerns and I love war movies, but in the real world, those are just movies. Westerns exist in a time when natives and the creatures their sovereignty exists with, were being fought tooth and nail, and we Americans kept men, women, and children in bonds because of their skin color. It was a different fucking time back then. And when movies hop into those worlds, oh my God! Okay,
It's Dustin.
we just had we had our first guest just jump into the camera. Anyway,
If you
so
wanna hang
long
out, you
story
can.
short.
You're doing your podcast. My bad. I thought you were just talking.
Yeah. He didn't know they were doing this. That's so
Awesome.
funny. We need
Anyway.
more like professional setup. But yeah, sorry. You can hang out.
Yeah, we're just chilling. Anyway, to that point though, anybody listening who throws on cowboy boots just to vibe like the gunslingers in the days of old, do the world a favor and aim that barrel at your cock and balls and spare the next generation of your ignorance. All right, that is the Wild West. Please stop acting like an asshole. All right, here we are, present day. And that is in reference to Jack stating that this is a Jordan Peterson type film. I don't know if I really vibe with that thought because it's the West. And I think the problem with Jordan Peterson is he likes to act like we're living in the Wild West and people can't have their emotions. And that's just dead wrong. Okay. Let me continue. Guys, this is going to be just me throwing out. And do you guys, do you guys follow me when I talk about my Native American studies shit? Do you guys not necessarily, I don't care if you vibe with it, but do you get what I'm saying? Because I feel like there's too many elements and I never explain it well enough. Can I go over a quick?
I just want to hear the movie review, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to set it up though, because I have big feelings.
Don't make me manifest my destiny on you, Reed.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Let me hop into the movie. Everybody listening, this is the long awaited I talk about the movie. Right off the bat, we get a scene between David Arquette and Sid Haig. Sid Haig, for those of you who don't know, came up in a previous episode, episode 12 of the podcast, in which Noah and I talk about A House of a Thousand Corpses by Rob Zombie. That I got to see this guy in a second movie, and I looked at him, I looked at him, I heard him, and I thought, holy shit, it's that guy. And I was up here with the movie. I was ready to go. But anyway, what a hell of a start. The two characters are written as seemingly kind of morons. They're not very smart people. In a world that is set up as one of distrust and malevolence, these two sure do ignore the warning signs of others. A beginning that had me worried for when the indigenous characters were to come into the film. Will they be written as ignoble savages? Will the colonials be fighting to survive against bloodthirsty demons from the wildlands? Or will Bone Tomahawk sidestep this intro and show that the Native American could be violent but lived whole lives as peaceful folk as well? Boy, gee, did this film subvert my expectations of what it was going to be about. Pat Wilson, now this is something else that came up. Jack besmirched Pat Wilson for having sex with a broken tibia in the movie. And I had brought up the point that, well, why didn't she just do the work and get up on top? I'm talking down here right now. For those of you who are listening, I'm going to have to edit this audio, I think, a little bit because I'm too quiet because there might be people upstairs. Anyway, And I brought up a point. Well, why didn't she just get up there and do the work? Spare him all that. It's the scene starts with that, and then he goes, "Let's do this the right way." It's like, what the fuck, bro? Take it easy, man. You're ruining it. Anyway, but also I've thought about it, and I will proudly state that I believe he could have had missionary sex with the broken bone. I don't think you use your tibia in said position. A femur would be another story. Now, in all seriousness, I think I like the film. I really do. It's not so much about the Native American people. Now, logically, there is a group of people who are in the Americas and they're native, but they are a group of people, the villains, that are so dastardly and evil and demonous. I would not call them the ordinary native people. I'd say these are the monsters of those people, in the same way that you would look at a rapist and say, well, he's not with me. That guy's evil. The natives around there, I'm sure, would say the same. And they did, as a fella, the one other Native American who's actually has kind of speaking line shows up and he says, those people are not Native Americans, that Jack brought up. Now, I thought, I was with Jack, I said, that's, one native calling the other people not Native American enough. It's not about being a Native American enough. It's that these people are not, it's not that they're not Native American. It's that these people aren't even human. They're monsters out there. And they share some similarities that you would see in traditional Native American stuff, not the windpipes jammed in the throats like the monsters they are, but you see some elements that might mirror Native American clothes and behaviors, not the murdering people, but just the, being close to nature. And I just I don't I don't know. I don't think it does too much harm to Native Americans because I think these things are so evil. I wouldn't claim there to be Native Americans. Um, Also last week I thought troglodyte was a dope insult. But no, it's not an insult. The people are literal troglodytes. Troglodytes are things that live inside caves and hills. And so when the guy, I'm gonna call him the Red Man because that's his name in another show, the Red Man shows up and he says they're troglodytes. I thought, what do you mean? And so that's what it was. Uh, but really, this movie's not about natives. It is about the monsters. And also, as for the lack of women, that's right on. There's not a whole lot of women, but I'd say back then you wouldn't see a whole lot of women out there on the frontier, and they certainly I don't think would be too social. But maybe they would, I guess. From what I've heard, I don't think they would, but maybe they would have been. Um, and those who were, I just the women who were in the film, I thought they were good representations. One is kind of a bully to her husband. One is the wife of Kurt Russell, and she's kind of a I don't know, not the most well written character because she doesn't really have anything to her. She just helps out Kurt Russell. And then the other is Pat Wilson's wife, who's this doctor woman. I thought she was a good character. I don't think there was too much sexist about her. Um, I think she has the wants and the dreams of any woman from the time. But then also she's a capable character because she has the tools and knowledge to be a doctor and take care of people in danger. So all in all, I thought the characters were fun to watch. Matthew Fox did a great job. I didn't even realize it was him until I saw the credits that he's got a spot in it. He was fun to watch. I mean, Pat, Kurt, and Richard Jenkins all do a good job. I don't know if I know the names of anyone else. I guess Sid Hagen, Dave Arquette, but they were brief and not in it for too long. I don't think anybody phoned in a part of their performance. I will say, for Noah's interest, I think this was my favorite thing I've seen Richard Jenkins in. Not because of the movie itself, but because his acting was, I think the most they said, you just act as 100% as you want. And he took a role and was like, all right, I'm just 100% in it. And he did. But yeah, as for the Jordan Peterson aspect of the characters, I think something that goes missed in a lot of old classic westerns is they don't drive home the point that that is how dangerous the world was. That when you step out your door, you should, well, I guess if you step out your door, you're probably okay. But if you're going out there into the woods, you should probably bring a gun because if no one out there is going to kill you, there's an animal that's going to come and try to eat you because there's a shit ton of them because we haven't paved all the fucking roads and we haven't killed off everything. So be careful out there. So in this world, when Matthew Fox is constantly trying to get them to understand, forget about law and order, sheriff. Out here, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna shoot anything I hear, and you guys just sleep through it, okay? I thought, yeah, that sounds right on. It reminds me of a book by Louis L'Amour with kind of the Sam Elliott type of character. I think Sam Elliott might even be on the cover. But anyway, dumb book, but a good point is that the West is evil. Anyway, so yeah, my thoughts are I'd give it 4.5 stars because I liked it. And Jack, I would question if you have eyeballs.
I hated the fucking movie. I despised it. So, I don't. You're not gonna change me, like in
No,
my
I'm not
opinion on this
trying to
movie.
change you. I would never change a blind man.
And I'd question if you two have eyeballs, because I don't think we're gonna agree. I think this is a movie we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on, because not in the sort of Gremlins versus Alien Covenant.
I don't mean
trend.
I don't mean to interrupt, but there's two other things I want to bring up. You also have brought up the whole manifest destiny line. And I wanted to say you've misrepresented that line though, because you said they shoot him and then they go, that's what I call manifest destiny. I thought the shooter, I thought the killer says the line. They don't. Matthew Fox shoots someone and then shoot someone who he probably shouldn't have shot. And then Richard Jenkins walking up to Pat Wilson's like, yeah, I really taught him the definition of manifest destiny. And it's not really a slant on the Mexican fellas that get shot. It's really a slant on Matthew Fox being a piece of shit. So it's not so much it's really derogatory towards him, I thought. But yeah, I got one other point, but I'll let you go on.
How
What?
how is that not a derogatory statement towards the Mexicans and not Matthew Fox?
Because the
Well, it
comment
sounds like he's making fun of him, or he's calling him an asshole for
yeah,
killing
he's
them.
not saying it because they're Mexicans and now they don't get to manifest destiny. He's saying it because Matthew Fox suddenly shoots them for no fucking reason other than he doesn't trust them. And he likely doesn't trust them because he thinks they're no good Mexican people. And they're just two people out there. They don't know a thing about them. So Richard Jenkins' comment is he really taught him manifest destiny because no, he fucking didn't. He just shot him. He didn't fucking buy into the fantasy of the West. He just murdered these two men.
Is that verbal irony?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Your second point?
My
You
second
said you
point is that you had brought up that you didn't like the cinematography. I started watching it and I had agreed, but then I started liking it. And what I noticed was it begins, you get a first like 3, 4, 5 minute scene said, hey, David Arquette, and it's shot how it's shot. Because it's its own separate little thing. But then you get into the main characters of the story. The film kind of, we get that, out of the 5 minutes, we get into the main plot of it. And what we get is what I thought is better cinematography. It starts off, I agree, kind of looks shitty because what I think they're aiming for is they bring a lot of the camera work down. And it's very eye to eye level, I felt, with the characters. We never really got anything where we're up top or anything or looking down. We don't get any establishing shots of the town, really. We're just thrown into it. And I think what they're trying to do, at least what I felt the story was doing, the vibe I got was that we don't get to see the West. We get to see these insignificant people in an insignificant little town. And as all these things kind of start to go awry, I felt like, oh my God, like we don't know a fucking thing about this world. We know it's the West. We don't know what this West is like in this storytelling. But then we end up starting to leave the town. And I'm gonna also parentheses here a couple of things I liked. Well, just one thing I really liked. As we start leaving the town, I kind of picked up on this is a quiet place. And you could say, oh, it's not in the budget. And sure, but what they do with that is what's going on in the story is the cowboys and their herd have left town. So the town's dead. Nobody's there. And it looks dead. It looks like nobody's there. You can see a couple people, but it looks miserable and quiet. And I thought, wow, that's a really good way to show that, yeah, people fucking left. And so why are there only 3 guys that get to do this? Because they're out on the frontier. And anyway, we leave town, and then we get some good shots of the West. And it's after we've established this is a dangerous place. So now we get to look at it with the lens not of, wow, this is a vast wilderness. It is, wow, I don't know where the hell we are. There is nothing out here. And we know this is the direction we go in to get to the people that are murdering everyone. And then they go in that direction. And I thought that's a good way to show a visual. I thought they did a good job of never having to say that we're going into danger, and they just said, this is going to be a dangerous place, but we get to watch it happen. So I thought it was good. I would agree. I guess I don't know what the cost would have been to make that. So you brought up the point that all the budget was blown. They couldn't make cinematography happen. I wouldn't know, I guess, on that what it cost to make that happen.
It also
Well, when-
doesn't have to look like a Coen Brothers movie every time, you know.
I'm not saying
The
it
director and the
does.
cinematographer all have a vision, and budget definitely plays into that. But
Also,
you know,
while-
that's also maybe not the focus of the story either.
while I'm hopping on the shots, I would say there are definitely some shots, Jack, where I looked at it and I was like, this looks like a shit shot, but there were shots I've never seen before. And I think the guy making it, whoever was holding the camera, was like, I'm gonna try this. And I think they just went with it for some of the shit shots.
I mean, there's clearly like I'm not like when it comes to the cinematography and like the technical aspects of it, like you can see where the budget went. If you know what I mean by that, right? When I say that, you can kind of see where they put the budget for this movie. When I do
I don't
like
know.
for like
I guess I
for like
Well,
what I mean is
keep going on.
like the special effects and
Mhm.
like the acting rather than I think he shot it over like 20 days. So it was like a really short time
That's
period.
quick.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know. When it came to the cinematography, I sit in the standpoint of like most Westerns are gonna look good because you're in pretty country and anyone could take a camera out there and make something semi-competent when it comes to a Western. But it just feels maybe it's just personal taste. I really hate what it feels like. I think I would call it like the digital look. Like
I
it's
hear that.
very
I do
like
hear that.
you get what I mean by
There's
that?
a-
How
like
it's kind of like
It's kind of grainy what they shoot. It's like they put a filter to make it look a little rougher.
it's like you could tell that this was shot on like when you take a video on an iPhone rather than like a camera, and
Hmm.
like you can tell that this is like a digital, like the how it's too everything looks too neat. It's too perfect in a way
Mm.
where the image is too good. It was also flat. Like there's not a whole lot happening color wise or even like when it came to depth.
I would say the coloring of it, I know exactly what you are talking about. They have color graded it so that all of the saturation is pretty much not there, and everything looks, you would say, bone dry. Um, But yeah, and I guess I wouldn't say that's good or bad. I personally like movies with a lot of color. I think you can tell a story with color, but that's the artist in me. And I'm sure the artist in this person was like, "Hey, let's take all the color out of this as Bone Tomahawk. There's no color in a Bone Tomahawk." And so I think, that's probably where they went. But I know exactly what you mean. I don't know if that would take away from it. I felt like it adds to the world of this is a horse shit place and I don't want to be here. But that's just me. So that's objective.
And I know I shit on this movie. I gave it 2.5. Like I didn't give it like a 1 star. Like I think it's competent in some places. There's just some things that I just can't get by. What did you think about the cave scene? I wanted to hear your thoughts
They
on
were
that.
fucking. So something crazy in my life is I got to watch two movies.
We're losing you, Reed. You're cutting out.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay. Crazy thing. I get to see something in a span of a span of 1 week. I get to see something happen twice that I never thought I'd see once. Twice, I saw someone get turned upside down and cut in half from their crotch.
What was the first time?
It's not a lot of times, but it's more than I thought I'd ever see. The first time was in the movie Terrifier. We get to see that.
Oh,
So, and I would recommend those to you fellas. I don't know
Never
if-
in a million years will I watch that
have
fucking
I
movie.
broken the Terrifiers down on here yet?
You know who has? Cade from Super One, shout out, ran like through in the produce back room, ran through Terrifier 2 like start to finish for me once. And I was like, wow, that sounds really fucking gross. It was like, yeah, it was awesome.
It was awesome. I honestly, as good as the Bone Tomahawk stuff looks, what Terrifier 2 was able to do with their props outplayed Bone Tomahawk. They make Terrifiers so grotesque. And I guess I can't say real because I've never seen people get fucked up in such horrendous ways as they do in those terrifying movies. But lo and behold, it looks great. Okay, well, I'm glad we did this Bone Tomahawk talk. Noah, you're on the chopping block for next week. You're gonna have to watch Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I
Dude.
think we covered it.
You don't.
I
All
think
right.
we've said all we
All
need
right.
to say on and more on the film Bone Tomahawk.
I want. You piece of dog shit garbage.
Or are you gonna watch it though? That's the
Yeah,
question.
you gotta. Are you gonna watch it?
I kind of doubt it, but maybe. You never know.
The fans are gonna.
I couldn't tell you the
calling for
last
it.
time I watched a Western, like, period. It's not really my genre. So I don't know. Maybe.
Star Wars.
Sure.
No, I'm kidding. All right,
Sure.
let's take a break, everybody. We're gonna go to break. Tell your friends about us and go fuck yourselves. All right, we're going to break. Bye. Record button. Hi, everybody. Welcome back from the break. Enjoy yourselves. Here's Jack.
Car dealerships are worse than politicians. I said it. That's what I believe.
Amen. Well, everybody who's just coming back, we just are exiting a conversation about some car stuff. I actually just got my Buick, the muffler put back on, so it's good. I'm driving again. Also, I got really cold, so now I'm wearing a sweatshirt and I got blanket.
Oh, I just made a cup of decaf coffee because it is chilly down here.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on. I think
You're gone.
We
You're
lost ya.
gone.
You're gone.
We
We lost
lost
you.
ya.
how about now?
Fucking
How about-
sit still.
How about now? Am I here?
There you go.
Yeah, I can't sit still. I move too much. Did I Dr. Pepper anyone? I think I caught what Tom DeLonge has.
Did you see they canceled their next two? Crazy.
I did. Everybody listening.
I had a
just-
client at work today, a very, very young girl who has I don't know if you call it an issue. She just has a potty mouth, drops F-bombs left and right and very functionally.
Mhm.
I was trying to run trials involving these little blocks today, just trying to get her to perform a task. And she just keeps saying, like, I want to play with them. I want to play with them. I want to play with them. And, like, I just kind of ignore it, just, like, keep restating my demand. And she goes, I want to play with fucking them. And I was like, it was tough. It was tough. I had to look away and kind of compose myself because it's just when little kids swear, it's just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Anyway,
We know when I went to a concert on Tuesday. Noah, what'd you think of the concert?
great. My voice actually wasn't even fully back this morning. Like throughout the day, it kind of got more to a normal place. But
I agree. That's where I was.
yeah, it was great.
Yeah. What'd you like about it? Please say more than great.
I like my new shirt. Looks very 80s, even though Blink wasn't around in the 80s. Just love the design. I really loved seeing the song Not Now live because they didn't do that at our last show, and that's a favorite of mine and Sam's.
Did they sing a brand new song for us?
They did, and it was a song that Sam somehow knew all the
I was-
words to, despite it not being released on any platforms yet.
Yeah, guys, we're not fucking with you. I thought, okay, so something they do, the guys, Blink-182, all they do is just say, they bicker and say a bunch of random shit. You never trust what they're saying because they're just saying shit. And they said that, and I was like, oh, awesome. And then they started playing, and Sam was singing along with them. It was like, oh, they were just fucking with us. But no, apparently Sam knew all the words to an unreleased, unheard Blink song.
I think what he said is that people have covered it online, like from recordings of it at past shows. So, I mean, he's just like,
damn.
Okay. I was just say that's a different level of dedication.
Yeah.
That's a fan.
I think my favorite part of the show was after, I don't know what song it was, but right after one of the songs, Mark just went, fuck you at everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know what
great.
everybody else in the stands was doing. I heard Tim yell, fuck you. I was flipping Mark back
awesome.
off. Yeah, it was great. I love those guys.
There's this really cool moment where like they all have multiple side projects while Blink was going on and while they were broken up. And they had Mark do a Plus 44 song, like the first verse and chorus, which was his band with Travis. And then they only let him do like the first part. And then they let Tom do like the first verse of his band Boxcar Racer, which was him and Travis. And then they let Travis, the only song that is fully Travis vocals is the Shut Up You
Fuck
Talk
Face
Too Much.
is the name of that song.
That was fucking rad.
yeah,
I
guys.
love that part.
So yeah, their drummer Travis Barker, he's never got a microphone. And at one point they just go, yeah, now Travis is gonna sing one. And then they get him a mic and he starts banging on the fucking drums and the lyrics are shut up, you talk too much, you talk too much, you talk too fucking much. That's what it is.
It's like a 45-second song.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Nice. Did they play Aliens Exist?
Hell yeah.
They did.
They always start
There we
it,
go.
and they let
Yep.
Tom always goes, oh, by the way, aliens exist, and then they start
UFOs
it.
are real.
That's sick.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
I was
something in my bedroom.
I was a little bit sad we didn't get Adam's song, but haven't heard it the one time. I'm okay with it. I made my peace. I feel
Right.
lucky that we got to hear it the once because it's
that makes
fucking
that
sad.
special. I agree.
Yeah.
I was
that's-
hoping for Carousel, which is from their first album that I just love. We did get M&Ms from the first album, which was really fun.
I heard they weren't doing Carousel because of Tom being so sick.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
God, he was a trooper. You guys, the show started and it fucking sucked. I'll say. First two songs, I was like, oh geez, like, is Mark dying again? Like, why is this so fucking lame? And then they were like, oh yeah, by the way, Tom's kind of sick and he's really fighting to get through this. And then it was like, yeah, he is, but it picked up. He fought through it, but now some shows are canceled. So
Yep.
we got him.
We are lucky. And I will say,
Blink
I'm just
182 broke
excited-
up again.
Did you see that T Swift got her Austria shows canceled?
Yeah, I did. No, what were you gonna say?
Just that when I went to Paramore last August, it was the same thing where me and Sierra got to see the show and it was phenomenal. And then like 2 days after, she canceled her next like week of shows because she got sick. So I've been incredibly lucky twice now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, to
Yeah.
Jack's point though, with the T Swizzle things, like that reasoning for everybody listening, there's some Venice shows canceled because of terrorist threats.
Yeah. It was like ISIS threats or something.
Fucking blows of all the reasons. It's like that really sucks because it's not even like the artist is like, oh, I'm sick or oh, someone died. Like, nah, people are just gonna blow you fuckers up. So I can't perform.
Well, I was talking to someone earlier about it, and I was like, she's probably had more than one like bomb threat on this tour, and I imagine that this one came in, and then they were like, "Oh shit! Like this actually has some substance to it." You know what I mean? Like, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, just thank God they actually like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That they
Oh.
acted on it.
Yeah.
That they're like, we might want to take this one serious.
Jack and I were supposed to see the Foo Fighters, and their drummer died.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah. That does suck. Who's that guy? Gabe Droll.
Taylor Hawkins.
Not Dave Grohl.
Now that sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Foo
The
Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
Fighters.
Was he-
Fighters.
well, then we all did it. What's that Dave Grohl Foo Fighters movie they made? Band 66
Oh.
or something?
Is
Yeah,
it
the
Band
one that like
66?
may or may not actually exist.
I think it's got 666 in the title. I don't know what it's called.
Is it House? Is it Band or House? Because it takes place. Because I wanted to see it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Maybe that House 666 666. What's the drummer in that one?
I want to say yes.
I feel like he was alive
He
still.
is. He is.
Yeah.
He was in it. Yeah.
I want to watch that one. I want to watch an Elvis movie. It's Elvis week, by the way. I want to watch an Elvis movie just to be able to talk about his acting chops.
I got it.
Yeah.
It's Studio 666.
There it is.
There's like 20 Elvis movies you can watch.
There
He
are
did so much.
31. I learned
31.
today.
Wow.
Yeah, he did so many freaking movies.
I'm not a big Elvis guy. Not a big Elvis guy. I respect the man, but not really into it.
I am not like I'm gonna go dress up like him, but I like him.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean, it's
classic
how-
rock, like through and through. He's rock and roll.
It's how I remember my mother's birthday. So
Because your mother had sex with Elvis.
how dare you? I wish. No,
That would be a crime, I think.
more than likely.
Yeah, timeline wise. What was I was gonna bring some shit up about Elvis. Oh, I think we'd be living in an alternate universe. Had that guy lived into the 80s, I think nothing would be the same. I think we would have gotten a huge Elvis comeback. I think what Dolly Parton is now, he would have been in the 80s and 90s.
he probably would have been alive today. He was only born in like 1934 or 35. He probably could still be alive today.
Hell yeah, he definitely could have.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
which would have been crazy.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I always think of how we were robbed of John Lennon in the social media meme era.
He killed it.
That would have been fucking funny. I just
Yeah.
wanted.
That guy on a fucking Jon Stewart interview would have been amazing.
You've been too funny.
Yeah. Movies. Deadpool 3. What'd y'all think?
I thought it was okay. Like 3 out of 5 stars.
I just saw your letterbox on the break. I had to put mine on there.
I can't believe you. You just asked me that question you already knew.
Well, the audience didn't know, man. I'm getting you in for. I'm setting you up.
Mm-hmm.
Cole, what'd you
What did-
think?
I was really entertained by it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think there was like I would say maybe like halfway or like 3/4 into it. Some of the jokes weren't really landing for me, like a string of them. So I was like, oh no. And then it picked up at the end again.
Good.
But like I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought the cameos were hilarious. And I thought it was kind of clever the way they kind of fit them into the movie.
Yeah.
Being like old like Fox properties was fun.
Mhm.
And then but yeah, that was fun.
I like the plot line and the thought that the old Fox properties are now in the void of the Marvel universe.
It's kind of funny too.
They're in the trash
when you
can.
say it like that.
Yeah.
They're just trash.
Yeah, that's awesome. Noah, what did you think?
I mean, yeah, I talked about it last week for a bit, but I loved it. I kind of want to see it again.
I would see it
It's-
again.
It's just, I don't know. It's such a treat. It's one of those things. They didn't even have to make it that good for me. I love the first Deadpool so much, and I love Wolverine so much that like the fact that it's funny at all is like enough for me. And yeah, I was a big Blade guy for like 3 random months in high school, so that was really
No,
cool.
I remember you used to dress
Yeah.
up like him. It was really
You
weird.
had the
Yeah.
mustache and everything.
Yeah,
had to ask,
I used
like
to
your
have the
skin,
little
like
gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we can talk like spoilers, right? Like
I think so. There's
so.
one
Just
thing
say,
I'm
like,
gonna
spoiler alert.
hold on. There's one thing I gotta put in the chat here. I don't know if this is gonna get recorded.
you're gonna have to just tell me.
I
what you
know this
said.
isn't
I'll-
gonna matter. I just think some listeners might not have seen it. You see the chat just now?
I did,
Yeah.
and
This is
that
the
is
one-
what I was about to say.
Don't.
I wanted to talk about that too.
I want.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
All right. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, and I think we can talk about it. Okay.
Let's talk about a job.
I'm not ripping the Band-Aid off, though. You guys have to rip it off. I don't want to.
Are you talking about Chris Evans?
Yeah,
as
he's so
the
good.
Human
He
Torch.
was so good in this
Johnny
movie.
Storm.
That was
Oh.
such a good joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was so mad seeing him. I was like, motherfucker, you did the thing. Like, I didn't ever want to see this again. It's ruined. And when he says flame on, I fucking grabbed Maddie. I was like healing over. It was so funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
dude.
knew right away. I was like, he's fucking Johnny Storm, isn't he? And then when he flamed on, I was like, yeah. The whole like theater. I was a super full theater. They all like cheered. It was awesome.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
And then did you guys stick around for the post credits?
Yes.
I thought that was pretty funny too.
That
Oh,
was for sure the funniest Deadpool post-credit scene.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that they got him just swearing and saying the most like foul shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so funny. He's like, yeah, I told you guys that Johnny said that.
Yeah. A third of the
Hilarious.
slander.
I wanted to mention, I didn't want to spoil it last week. They brought up the Will Smith keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth line.
Mhm.
It's in like the opening sequence. I forget exactly what it was, but
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
it's
that
Will
was
Smith's on his way or something like that.
awesome.
Yeah. I thought, yeah, for sure the use of Wesley Snipes, Jennifer Garner, and fucking Channing Tatum, incredible
Great.
spot.
Great.
I feel bad about it. Sorry to cut you off. I had to
No, you
ask
go.
my mom. I had to ask my mom who Electra was. I was like, I know who Jennifer Gardner is, but who's she supposed to be? And she's like, "That's Elektra." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, I think
I've
Maddie had
I've
said
never
she-
I've never seen like the Daredevil movies."
haven't
So
either. Maddie said she's kind of like the Wonder Woman of the universe, I think.
okay.
Strong woman who beats the shit out of people. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to see it now because I really like that. Um, no, Channing Tatum is call let's call him Charming Tatum because that's what he was. Charming right out the door. His fucking line deliveries are so funny. That guy is meant to do dumb comedy for the rest of his life.
Yeah. And I'm not like a huge like 90s X-Men cartoon fan. Like not like I've loved everything that I've seen. I just haven't watched it that much. And Gambit in those episodes is like legit awesome. So the fact that we got to see a cool Gambit is pretty fun. Like,
Yeah.
that's good comic book shit
I
right
think we
there.
get Gambit in the original X-Men movies, right? Yeah.
No, it's X-Men Origins is the only one he's in. And just like Deadpool, he's
Sucks.
very, very lame in it.
Not what he should be. Yeah, and Wesley Snipes as well is very fun to watch. He was cool. I was nervous with him that we were gonna get some type of drama bullshit where he was gonna like ruin the spots. Nah, he made him good.
Yep.
I like
love
the there's only ever one blade joke.
only
I
ever
thought-
gonna
Yeah, I
be
did too.
one blade.
One blade.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if we get to see another Blade movie with him as old Blade, I've never seen one. I'm gonna watch all of them every day of my life because that will be the coolest thing to get hyped for. That he got to deliver the line. Some motherfucker's still trying to skate uphill. Awesome.
Yep.
Can't believe they pulled it. That's
Yep.
good.
We got Avril Lavigne and Goo Goo Dolls on the soundtrack too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Shout
you're
that
goddamn right. You
A
got
lot
the
of
Goo Goo
Madonna.
Dolls.
A lot of Madonna. Good stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. The
How'd-
uh,
Oh, sorry, Reed.
no, I was just gonna bring up something very revealing about my interest in the movie. The joke at the end where his shirt pops open and he's just fucking shredded is awesome, but the shot of Deadpool like looking
Yeah.
at it,
Yeah.
too funny. He'll never not be funny.
Yeah.
How is he 55 and looking like that? Like, come on.
Hugh?
He was 55.
Yeah, I thought he was older, honestly.
I think it's probably like a good mix of diet, workouts,
Yeah.
and steroids.
I think he recently went through a divorce too. So
Yeah, they
Makes
bring that
sense.
up in the movie.
yeah.
They do.
I
And they bring up the Ben Affleck Jennifer Garner drama too.
That was
I
funny.
did. I
Yeah.
got that
Funny.
one.
uh I don't want to like overhype myself or have too much confidence here. If somebody said, Reed, you're gonna be in a superhero movie, immediately I would be at the gym all day, every day to get to that physique. There's not like there would be nothing stopping me. I wouldn't pick up a fucking gram of sugar. I wouldn't even enter my peripheral. It would fucking burn up when it came into contact with my fucking retinas. Holy shit, would that be? I'd be so pumped to do that, you know? I bet they get pumped. You think they get pumped? I bet they get
But they get
pumped.
excited.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know about excited. I'd say pumped.
They also pay you like $100 million to do it.
Yeah. So
You do
really,
a lot for $100 million.
Yeah.
They're interested. Yeah.
Like fucking Kumail Nanjiani got shredded. Paul Rudd got shredded. Like it's anyone can do it.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about the dog pool?
Dog pool. I love dog pool.
I like Dogpool. I liked Nice Pool a lot too.
Nice pool. I thought
When
he
he
was good
turns
at.
to the camera and goes, "The proposal."
Proposal.
That got a nice laugh from me.
His
That was
line,
funny.
his line there has influenced what my review on Letterboxd is. I guess I'll say it here because no one else was gonna really come across it. I just took the IMDb description of the proposal and put it in there
Nice.
for Deadpool. Yeah.
That's clever.
Thanks. I thought Pete was really fun to watch for his parts. What's the woman's name? His girlfriend from Gotham. Do we know it?
Morena Baccarin.
Nice, nice. I thought it was fine, the little story we got. I guess there wouldn't be anywhere to fit it in, but I felt like, she's kind of been a pivotal character, so
I love her.
I do
I
too.
like. No one even talked about Matthew McFadden. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot to bring him up. He was
Yeah.
good.
I just like him so much just because of Tom Wamsgans. Like,
Yep.
I
Tom's-
think he's the best actor of all time now.
Yep.
Like, he's my favorite actor ever.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Tom
Tom
Wamsgans.
Peter McFadden, the bad guy from Deadpool X Wolverine, I guess, the British one.
You're talking
Mhm.
about like Mr. Paradox?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't spoil
Yeah, but
nothing about Succession.
But
Gang.
what? Oh, he's a Succession guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
His
I gotta watch Pride and Prejudice now because I want to see him on that too.
I'd like to see that too. Yeah.
You would love that. Like,
I'd-
that's good shit.
Mhm.
His delivery at the end, he does the big speech after everything's gone to shit and they've held hands because they think they're dead. He delivers the big line trying to save that he's actually the hero and is trying to help. And then when they, come around the corner and you can hear him and he lets out fuck.
Yeah.
Such a great delivery.
Yep.
He's
He
such a
is so
good timer.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, he's hilarious. His timing's awesome, and like again, it's like Succession. He's so funny on that show too.
Yeah.
They call it snowballing.
Yeah.
I love when him and what's his name are there's like the shooting at the Waco and
Yeah.
it's their Waco and they're stuck in the room together.
There's windows.
There's-
Don't spoil nothing, guys.
God.
But actually,
talking about Succession.
yeah.
I don't
while.
think I've said this on the podcast. I'm like 8 episodes into Atlanta now
Oh,
with the Donald Glover show. And
yeah.
I didn't really know what to expect from it. More than anything else, I just think it's super funny so far.
Mhm.
Like, there's a lot of drama in it, but like it's very funny.
Did
So,
you say that has Brian Tyree Henry in it, or am I making that up?
yes,
Cool.
he's like the co-lead almost, I would
Oh.
say.
Well, then I'd be
Would
interested.
is that the guy from Bullet Train?
Not just any guy, Jack. The one with a very particular definition.
Bullet Train has a lot of cast members. What's different about
What's so different about this guy? What sets him apart from the white
Yeah.
characters?
He likes
I've said too much.
he likes Thomas the Tank Engine.
He does. Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Oh my God, I love that character. He's so funny. This one's a diesel. Yeah, Deadpool, the way they handle the void and shit and the what are the TVA, whatever they stand for. They did it so well. I was like, I could watch Loki season 2. They got me. I really like that they let him throw in the joke shitting on the multiverse. I hope it's enough to light the spark of dropping it and solving it and moving on.
Yeah.
Because we talk about the superhero fatigue now. Everybody's like, yeah, now the superhero fatigue. It's like, I don't know if it's so much a superhero thing because we still got the boys, we got Invincible. Like people still like superheroes. Like we just watched Deadpool, it was awesome. I think the problem is it's the most complex, stupid sci-fi bullshit of the multiverse. Like,
Yeah,
and that
it's
there's-
way too much. It's way too complicated.
yeah,
Or maybe this wild take. The movies Marvel have been putting out have just been bad.
some
Yeah.
have been really bad. But I think the reason
Tell
why
you
they're
what.
really bad though is because of the plot of the fucking multiverse makes them
And they have to
impossible.
spend so much of their script and their movie just trying to explain or justify that their movie can even exist.
Yeah,
It gets pretty tiring.
and they
Wasn't
planted their own seed because all of these big descriptions are taking place in shows nobody watches. So when we get to the movies, you got to fill everyone in because nobody watched your horseshit show.
He even goes
Oh.
like, "Oh, it's the monster from Loki season 1, episode 5." Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was fun though.
Yeah.
I've never seen Loki, so like I didn't know what the TVA was, and I don't get that joke. So
yeah.
Well, they explained it in the movie. Like you don't have to watch Loki to get what's going on.
I know what you're saying, but it would have been funnier if I had seen Loki.
Yeah. It's been so long since I've seen Loki. I was still like, okay, I was 05. What happened in that one? I didn't know. I didn't remember. But yeah,
I did
Anyway.
not like season 1 of Loki at all.
I didn't
At
either.
all.
Took Maddie and I like months to watch it all because we'd hang out and it was like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
It's not a fun show.
Yeah. High Noon
You know-
Deadpool with the cowboy hat at the end of Deadpool 3. Is that voiced by Sam Rockwell?
It's Matthew McConaughey.
Ah, gotcha. I knew it was somebody putting on a fucking Texan type of voice. Damn. All right. Good for Matt. You think anybody's
you-
ever called Matthew McConaughey Matt?
Maddie.
Probably.
Sorry,
Matty
Cole. What
N.
are you gonna say?
I forgot.
No, that's okay.
Cole forgot.
I had a political joke. Are you ready for my political joke? It's a movie reference, so it fits this podcast.
Okay.
I'll say upon listening to the past few episodes, like I think I'm done speaking on podcasts. I'm not doing it anymore. Done talking about politics. I'm done. I give up. No more. It gets us nowhere, and it just makes me angry. So,
Make your joke.
my joke. Yeah. So I was watching The Little Rascals. You guys seen The Little Rascals?
Yeah,
The
I could
plot line?
quote it like more than you would think. I've seen it a lot.
Okay, so you got Alfalfa, you got Darla. What's Darla's boy toy's name? The blonde rich kid.
Spanky?
What's it?
Spanky?
Spanky? No, that's the little kid, right?
Oh yeah, the rich fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
Whoever.
I don't remember.
This little
Yeah,
blonde
I
haired
can
rich
picture.
fucker hanging out with
Yep.
Darla, trying to swoop up, make a cuckold
Yep.
out of old Alfalfa.
Old
You know?
Elfie. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And anyway, I was thinking to myself, who raised this kid? Why is he so bad? And you know who plays his fucking dad in this movie? It is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So bam, movie star Donald Trump is the reason why he's so
Yep.
mean. And I think I don't feel fit lead or following this guy.
Yeah.
That's my jest. The jest is up. Glad you enjoyed it.
The jig is up.
My sinuses are like to the front. Whatever fucking Tom DeLonge gave me, I'm sure it is probably an
Hey.
STI.
I told you
got-
not
I-
to make out with him.
I got COVID after the Kendrick concert. So just saying.
Yeah, could be. I feel like dog shit. People are yeah, I feel like dog shit. Go on.
Oh, I wanted to talk about this little. I don't know if you've ever heard of this little series called Lord of the Rings.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you finished it.
I gotta head out really quick though, so I'm gonna drop off. But
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay. I see
Where you-
Cole's,
okay.
Cole's got another podcast he's gonna go record.
yep, I got another podcast. I gotta go record. Sorry guys,
All right.
but I'll join. I gotta head out though.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, see you guys.
All right. Well, everybody, we're still here, but Cole just died again.
how rude
The
to
Hobbit?
just. No, I said how rude for
What are you
him
gonna
to
talk
just
about The
die.
Hobbit? I know.
I
Seriously,
wanted to
stop.
talk about I wanted to talk about the Hobbit, but I also want to talk about Lord of the Rings because I'm
Good.
currently on the Return. I'm currently on Return of the King on my
Damn.
rewatch.
You've been making
because-
short work of that.
Good for you.
Well, let's just say I'm due for my yearly rewatch, but also I finished the Hobbits and I was like, I just want to watch the good version of this. So I just watched the good version of it,
Uh-huh.
which is the extended editions of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But I want to say, I think Unexpected Journey is my favorite of the Hobbit trilogy. And barely it is. Because holy shit, is the Battle of the Five Armies a dog shit movie.
Yes.
I thought it was not going to be as bad, and then it somehow beat my expectations of how shitty it was. Why is there so much goddamn CGI? And why did he feel like he needed to turn a battle into a 2-hour spectacle that's not interesting in any way?
I hate the Battle of Five Armies. It is crap. It is crap, and I don't like it.
Yeah, the only good thing about the movie is the end credits song. That's the only good thing about the movie. That's it. That's the only good thing.
When the Battle of Five Armies comes up, I would like the Return of the King to slap Peter Jackson in the face and say, "Keep my trilogy's name out your fucking mouth." But
Well said.
yeah,
But I wanted to say, as I'm on the Return of the King, and I am back into that phase. I think I like Fellowship more than Two Towers. I think.
In extended
I'm not-
editions?
Extended editions, yes. Not these theatrical cut, but the extended editions.
I think if I recall right, my view of it all was for extended editions, I liked Return of the King the most, and then the Fellowship, and then the Two Towers. And then in theatrical, I believe for me it's Two Towers, Fellowship, and then Return of the King. So it's flipped. Which I think says a
That makes
lot
I
about
have
the
seen-
differences of how you put
I've
them
seen
together.
theatrical more than extended, which makes me not a real fan. I know, but
That's
Two Towers
okay.
has always been my favorite. Always.
Yeah.
Because typically what happened is I watch the movies again every year, and I watch Fellowship, and I go, "This is my favorite one," and then I watch Two Towers, and I'm like, "This is my favorite one," and then I watch Return of the King, I'm like, "This is my favorite one," and maybe that'll change this year, but maybe not.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, Reed, I think to round this off, I think I might watch Rings of Power. I think I might. I might have to.
Yeah, you're gonna be wasting your time, dude. And I
I
don't
know
often
I
say
don't
that.
want to. I don't want to, but part of me says I've watched all of this. I might as well just continue.
I to people who say you watch one or two episodes of a show and if you don't like it, you stop. I've always thought that's quitter talk. I've always been on the side of you gotta watch the whole fucking thing so you can know what they're trying for. This show, if you watch 2 seconds and you say, nah, I don't think so, you're right to do that. You've seen enough. I'll stand with that. I hate it. It's so bad. Oh my God. Every fucking thing about it is bad, except for like two, three things are cool, but that's easy to do. Cole's back.
Yeah,
Cole's
I'd said
back.
take a phone call.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought you
why'd
were.
you make it sound like you were
Bad.
dying?
You made it sound like you were going to another podcast, dude.
I thought
I'm
for
sorry.
sure you were going to watch.
I
the
thought it
Mets.
was going to be a longer phone
The
call.
Mets.
You been
Okay,
watching
cool,
the Mets,
cool.
Cole?
The Mets.
Go Mets. No, Cole, to catch you up, I talked about how The Hobbits suck and Lord of the Rings is good. That's it. That's all you need to know.
So you're up to speed.
You're up to speed.
Very astute.
Any objections, Doctor?
They
Yeah,
took the little ones.
I agree. Lord of the Rings is great. The Hobbits, guess what? I've seen all of those movies exactly one time, and that was in theaters.
That's enough.
This was the
I'm in the
first
same
time.
boat as you.
This was the first time since theaters that I've watched them, and it should have just been in theaters.
I just want to watch the extended editions. That's it.
Yeah, I actually want to watch the extended editions more than I want to watch the theatrical editions. Something we haven't talked about in a long time are the Minnesota Twins. Noah, are they on right now?
No, I'm watching Orioles Blue Jays, which is really a pretty inconsequential game, but I just like baseball.
How is
And they're birds. You like the bird teams.
You like
I
the
do.
birds?
how
How
are the,
about them? Oh, sorry, Reed.
I was just gonna say, how are the A's so fucking? How is their franchise so shit that the White Sox can lose 20 games in a row and they still have a chance to exist next year, whereas the A's are like fucked.
Right?
Well, the A's.
It's a mix of awful A's ownership and White Sox having bad clubhouse and really bad luck. Like 3 years ago, the White Sox were like contenders. It's you've never seen a team drop off so quickly. Maybe in any pro sport ever. The owner of the A's is just a real douchebag, and that's just the way it is. He does not care about baseball or the fans of Oakland. He is a business first guy. The Twins owners are business first people too. They just aren't
They're
actively
assholes.
outwardly assholes. It's just
And they give a
Yeah.
little bit more money on the payroll.
a little bit.
Thing.
Not nearly as much as they could though. They're like one of the richest owners in the league, and they just don't want to spend money on it.
Mhm.
Anyways, Twins lost a series to the Cubs, which sucks. But
Oh.
starting tomorrow, we have a doubleheader with Cleveland, who were 3 games
Yep.
behind in the
It's,
division.
it's big.
And then we
Are we
play
still
the
th-
Royals
are we
right after that. So this is going to be a
Are
fun
we
week
three?
of Twins baseball.
Are we 3 or 3.5? Because I thought the Diamondbacks plus the Diamondbacks because they beat Cleveland, and I think that helped us.
It's either
Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Cleveland have
Cleveland's
lost
pretty
5
good.
straight now.
Keep it up.
Yeah. All
'Cause
right.
who are we fighting? Who are we fighting for wild card right now? Is it Boston or is it Kansas City?
Both. They're both very close.
Shall we wrap up? Shall we?
Oh, I watched Top Gun Maverick again.
Sick.
Cool. Glad you're bringing that
Nice.
up as we're trying
It's
to wrap it up.
The
Thanks.
best movie ever.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
Best
that
movie ever.
I get goosebumps thinking about the intro.
I am so fucking locked into that entire movie. It's just crazy. It's
Yep.
my favorite thing ever.
That opening is just the perfect hook. It
Yeah.
just gets you so pumped with the music
I mean,
and
when the Paramount
playing-
logo starts and
Yep.
it's just like gong. I'm like,
yep. I'm getting goosebumps right now, like thinking
Yeah.
about it. It's
I
so
kind of want to
awesome.
watch it now. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
That's
so
all you-
good.
Shit, that's all you had to
Speak-
say.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, do you see that he's bringing the torch to LA?
Mm-hmm.
He's closing out the ceremony.
Cool.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, he's was it what do they call it?
What do you call it when you jump out of a plane?
But yeah, what the fuck do you call it? Sky jumping. He's gonna sky jump it into the fucking
He's
LA.
gonna-
How
he's
the
gonna
fuck did I
parahop.
forget that? How the fuck did I not? I think it's time to wrap up.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening. And follow us on the podcast app, Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon Music. If you're weird like that, give us a rating. If you're watching us on the video, subscribe to the channel. Do whatever you want, though. But definitely tell people about us. And again, if you're not telling other people about us, I'm talking to you. You are the people I'm talking to. If you've never said, "Hey, I listen to this podcast," to the person next to you, you are the person that's for. I'll stop saying it when it happens. All right. Okay. Bye-bye.